Hey, hi everyone. Very good morning. So, last class we have seen how we are going to create the database manually. So, now first we are going to discuss about setting up of the environment variables. Then, followed we'll be talking about other topics. So, uh, after we create a database, as we discussed earlier, if we go to bash profile, we'll be putting down an entry with respect to this, like what is the database or instance name which we want to connect. Now the thing here is, as I said in batch profile, by default you can put only one database entry. Now what if we have multiple databases in the same server? How we are going to connect to each of them? So there are two ways to do that. One is you need to uh, update your bash profile with the entries so that you can list down all the databases here itself. For example, I'm going to show you a sample script. So this is one kind of sample shell script wherein you are going to mention multiple databases information. For example, here we have database 1, then we have database 2, then database 3, 4, 5. So like that, if you have multiple databases in the same server, you can mention those lists over here. So that is, one way of doing it. So you need to copy everything from top to bottom into the bash profile, and you need to do the editing on your own. Like what you need to basically change the Oracle home, Oracle SID name and all. So that will be working for you. Or otherwise, the simple way to go ahead and do this is using a command called aura env. So now in this server, I have two databases. One is prodb and another one is mandb. Now by default, because I specified prodb in bash profile, every time Oracle will by default connect to prodb only. So if at all I want to connect to some other database apart from prodb, then as I said, one way is to update that bash profile, or otherwise you can use this simple command dot space or a env. So this is also to set the environment variables. So the moment you say dot space or a env, it will ask for Oracle SID name. You need to type the SID name over there. So once you type the SID, automatically the settings will be taken from this or a tab file, like what is the Oracle home and all. Then you can use this command sql plus slash /sysdba in order to connect to the database. Of course, right now the database is down, so we can start it up. So similarly, let's say I want to now connect to prodb. So I can use same command dot or env prodb, then I can connect to that one as well. So both are okay, like either you can update the bash profile or you can go ahead and use this command .inv, which will work in all the flavors of Unix. So this is what it is. So coming to the next thing, we are connecting to the database directly without any password. So when you are giving sql plus slash sysdba here, you can see directly it is connecting to the database and it is not asking you any password over there. So what could be the reason for that? The reason is we have two types of authentications in Oracle. One, we call it as password authentication. Like when you provide the username, you need to provide the password, then only it will allow you to connect to the database. And the second one is called OS level authentication, operating system level authentication. So now this is a database server, like this machine one is nothing but the database server. So the thing is, who are all will be accessing this server? So there are only two teams who will be accessing this database server. Number one, Unix administrators, because they are the admins for Unix boxes. So as a root user, they can log in and they can do something. I mean, they can do some patching or whatever the activities. Or because this is a database server, as a DBA, whoever is there in the DBA team, they will be having access to connect to this server. So there are only two persons. Suppose if this is a application server, I mean where your application related code was installed, or is being managed, or it is a web server where Apache or some other web services are running. So in these cases, you know we will not only two persons, again two teams will be accessing it. One is you know the Unix team, and the second one is your application team. So for application server, DBAs will not have access, as well as for database servers, application or some other people will not have access. So that is the reason, first primary reason why Oracle is not asking you any password, and why directly it is allowing you to connect to the database. So that is point number one. And point number two, even if it is a database server which will be accessed by DBAs, so so a DBA wants to connect to this database server. How they will connect is, so they will open the session from PuTTY, then it will ask how you want to log in as. So you can just type Oracle, and then here it is asking for the password. So you will be typing the password for this particular user Oracle, and then you will be allowed to connect to the server. Now, instead of having this password, like if it is a small client or small companies, generally we will be having password, a common password, which entire DBA team will be knowing it. But if you take bigger clients, they will be implementing the second level of security. So that is something called the RSA tokens. So I hope some of you people might have already seen this. So we'll be Unix team will be implementing another layer of security, which we will be calling it as you know RSA login or RSA security. So for this, they will be providing you a device like this, which you might be seeing, many of the software engineers will be carrying out along with their ID cards or whatever. So we'll be implementing this, secure layer. So instead of asking for password here, after entering the username, it will ask you for passcode. So passcode is nothing but a secret PIN number plus the 6-digit number what is being displayed on this screen, on this device screen. So only the number will not be suffice. There will be a secret PIN number as well. Some 8-digit PIN number. So you need to enter that 8-digit PIN number plus this 6 digits code what is being displayed on this secure ID screen, and then it will allow you to log into the server. And moreover, the number what is being displayed on this device will change every 1 minute or every 30 seconds, depends on how it is configured. So because of this additional layer of security what has been implemented, so it is taken for granted that whoever log into the server, this database server, it should be definitely a DBA only. And that is the reason when you are typing SQL plus slash as is DBA without asking for anything, directly it will allow you to connect to the database. So this is the thing with respect to that. So anyone having any questions?
So Pawan, how do you achieve this? You are going to take it in the next session.
Uh,
Uh,
Sorry?
this authentication, right? How to implement the password and without password.
You mean to say this one server level, right?
No. SQL plus as sysdba, right? When you did that, right? It is not prompting you to enter the password, correct?
Yeah,
So something has to be done, right? To do this.
that is what I am saying. So when you say slash as SDBA, it means that Oracle understands that you have already passed the OS authentication, I mean operating system authentication. So that is why without doing anything directly, it will allow you to connect. So it won't perform any authentication over there. So directly it will allow you to connect as sys user.
Okay, so you mean to say only for sysdba. So for any other user, you will have to insert the password, correct?
Obviously,
Suppose, yeah,
obviously,
okay.
if it is a normal user, then definitely it will not allow you simply like that. For example, let's say Scott. So obviously it will ask you for the password here. So this yes, SQL plus slash S sysdba is exclusively only for sys user. So other users should follow the normal process of password authentication.
Okay.
Yeah, hi Pawan.
Yeah, Kishore.
Sometimes in OS level, first we need to connect with root. After then we use su/oracle, and that time didn't ask any password. Why?
Because you are already connected as root, right?
Right.
Yeah, so root is the super user. Just like how I told you here, SQL plus
Hmm.
slash is like a super user. So similarly, already if you are connected as root means you are the super user. So from super user, you can always have the provision to transform to a normal user. But from normal user, if you want to connect as a root user, always it will ask you for the password.
Oh, okay.
So for
Yeah.
example, let me show you here. So now if you see, I'm logging in as root user. So because I logged in as root user, obviously I can simply say su-oracle. It won't ask you any password. But for example, if I log in as Oracle user, Oracle is a normal user. Now if I want to switch as root user, then it will ask me for the password because it is superset and subset concept. So already if you are in superset, then you can switch to subset always. But if you are in subset, always if you want to come to superset, you need to provide the password and all. So any other questions? Okay, so let us proceed for the next one. So next concept we are going to see is how to automate the database startup and shutdown. So normally what happens is, let's say due to some reason, all of a sudden your Linux server got rebooted. So if it is Windows machine, if Windows, let's say, you are using Windows operating system and on top of that you created one database. So if your Windows server got restarted, then Windows is having such a mechanism that it will start the database as well. But in Linux flavors or Unix flavors, it is not like that. So if the server gets rebooted, still the database will be down and you need to start it manually. So instead of a DBA intervention to start it manually, we can automate the database startup if the Linux server got rebooted. And these are the steps that we will be following in order to do that. So first and foremost thing is, in Aura tab file, we will be seeing a particular column value. So sorry, so that particular column value we need to update from no to yes. So here, for example, if you take a look, this is the last column wherein you can see the value as no. So first you need to change this value to yes, so that you are telling to Oracle that we want to start the Oracle database automatically when the server gets rebooted. So first I'm editing it. So I'm opening it with VA editor and I'm changing this to Y. And also you have the provision or you have the authority that you can specify one database to start automatically and other database to not start automatically. Let's say I want to start ProdDB automatically if the server gets rebooted, and I don't want ManDB to be started automatically. So then simply I can change the value to S for ProdDB and I can just maintain the same value as a no for ManDB. Then save this file. Then we need to go to this particular location cd/etc/init.d, and this you need to do as a root user, sorry, but Aura tab you can update it as any user, that's fine, but the next steps you need to go ahead with as a root user. So you need to go to this location etc/init.d. Then you need to create a file by the name dbaura. So what we need to insert inside this dbaura, we have a script here I have attached in the document. So you can just copy and paste as it is. So after copy and pasting, you need to do two changes. One is you need to provide what is your Oracle home path here, and second, you need to provide who is the owner of Oracle user. I mean, the database user. So my Oracle home path is this one. So let me go ahead and change it. And my Oracle owner is, the name is Oracle itself. It's the user, the as which user the database has been created, the OS level user, so that you need to provide here. So these are the two changes that you need to do. Then you need to save this file. Then you need to change the permissions so that this file will be accessed by the root user. Then you need to provide some symbolic links so that these scripts will be invoked whenever you are going to restart the restart the Linux server. So just you need to copy and paste this. So that's it, you're done. Now if you reboot, automatically the database should come up. So let me go ahead and reboot the server. So with the help of init6 command, so let us go ahead and see. So let's wait for 2 minutes so that it will come up. Okay, so it seems server got rebooted. So now if you check here, automatically a spawn process for ProdDB should come up. So let us go ahead and see whether it has been started or not. So there you can see it has been started automatically. So that is how we are going to automate the database startup when especially these things will happen. Okay, so let's go ahead with the next thing, that is multiplexing the redo log files. So what Oracle says is, instead of maintaining only one redo log file, we have seen the diagram where we are maintaining, the redo log file, and the logerator is switching between two redo log files. So instead of that, what Oracle suggested is, because if logerator is writing into one particular redo log file, and assume that time itself there is some issue, and that redo log file is corrupted or lost. In such cases there would be a problem. So what Oracle suggested is to maintain two redo log members in the same group, like that is maintaining a duplicate copy. So one copy will be available in one mount point, and another copy will be available in another mount point. So when I say a mount point, assume it is a separate hard disk. So one copy will be available in one hard disk, and another copy will be available in another hard disk, so that if something happens to disk, one hard disk, at least the other copy will be available in order to proceed with the DB related things. So to do that, we have some commands in order to create, but well before that we need to get to know some information about how many groups are there, and how many members are there in each group and all. So the diagram which you are seeing is the minimum configuration what Oracle recommends. Like you need to have two groups, group 1 or group 2 or group A and group B, whatever the names that you can give. And inside a group, minimum two copies should be there. So one copy, as I said, in first disk, and second copy is in second disk. And also, now the question will arise, if I have two copies, how logerator will write? Will it write parallelly, or will it write in a sequential order? That depends on something called asynchronous I/O feature, which we need to enable at OS level. So at operating system level, this feature will be available. So we need to tell to Unix administrators in order to enable this feature, so that our logerator can write into both the files parallelly. Most of the times, Unix administrators will enable this because they know that database server requires this asynchronous I/O. But it as a responsibility from DBA side, we also need to remind them that we need to have this asynchronous I/O. So as I said, when we enable this asynchronous I/O, logerator will write into both the members, at the same time. That is in a parallel option. And there are three states that were given to this redo log groups. So one, we call it as a current state. So when logerator is currently writing into any particular group, we call that as current state. And when archiver process is doing something, it is taking the backup of the archives, then we call it as active state, and when there is no activity being performed, we call that as inactive state. So and these three states will be revolved. Like for example, currently logwriter is writing, the status will be current. The moment logwriter switch from one group to another group, the status will become active, and so that archiver process can take the backup. And once the archiver process completes taking backup, the status will become inactive again. So let me just try to show you that in picture. Just a moment, guys. I'm getting a call. Okay, sorry guys. So as we are discussing that we'll be having two redo log members in the same group. So something like this, for example, and again you can have n numbers. We are just taking an example of two, but in the same group you can have unlimited members. So let's say log writer started writing into the first group. So then the status of this group will be current because log writer is currently writing into it. So the moment once it is done and log writer switch it to the second one, then the status of first group will be changed to active because right now the log writer is still not writing, and it will be changed to active. And when log writer starts writing into the second group, so before going for second group the status will be inactive, so that status will be changed to current because log writer started writing into it. And after some time this active status will become inactive when archiver process completes taking the backup. So similarly, again a log switch performed from second group to first group, then here also the same things will happen. Current will become active and after some time it will become inactive, and here inactive will become current because one more time log switch performed and log writer is now writing into first group. So always these three status will be in the rotational way. So that is what here it is talking about. Then because we have different groups, Oracle allows you that you can have multiple what I say, you can have multiple sizes or different sizes for different groups, but which is usually not recommended. So it is always better to maintain the same size for across all the groups and across all the members. So now let us go and see how we are going to create a new redo log group, or how we are going to add a member to the existing group, all that information. So first I am checking how many groups are there, and then in that how many members are there. So we will see that information. So we have a query already. So the view which we are going to use to get the group information is this $v$log. And so here you can see in the output we have three groups, group number 1, 2 and 3, but in each group we have only one member, which means multiplexing is not implemented. And then the status as we discussed, so right now you can see group 1 is current, which means log writer is currently writing into that particular group, and the size of that particular group, so 200 MB is the one redo log file size that Oracle is maintaining. So this is what is there right now. So what we will do first is we will go ahead and we will add one more member to this current group. So we will make, that is what we call it as multiplexing. So first we will do that multiplexing, and then we will see how we can altogether create a new group and all. Now I got to know that there is only one member inside each group, but I don't have any information in which location the member is and all. So for that, we need to query one more $view, that is $log file. So if you go ahead with this $log file, then you will get to know like what are the members that you have, and what is the location that you have. So all such information. So now you can see here, in this particular location U02 app Oracle Aura data, we have one member each. So to this, now we are going to add the second member. So let us go and see that one. So what I am doing is, because already I have a first member in U01 location, so I will add the second member in U02 location. So what I will do is I will take similar location thing. So I will create the same similar directory structure in U02. So I will say U02 app Oracle Aura data, then the database name, and in this location I will be creating this particular thing. So now we are going to use this command alter database add log file member, then we need to specify the location and then the file name. So here comes the thing. Now already, let's say I'm going to add the duplicate copy for the first file or group 1. So for already group 1, the naming convention is maintained as redo01.log. So now whatever the name I am giving, I need to, by looking at the name, somebody should understand that this is the second copy of first group, or this is the second copy of second group, something like that. So when it comes to real time, people follows generally two ways. One is they will maintain something like this redo01 underscore 2 dot log. So which represents redo01 means first group, underscore 2 means second member of that particular group. This is one way how people represent, or some people will represent the naming convention like this redo01 b.log. So first member they will give a.log, for second member they will give b.log, for third member they will give c.log. So just a kind of naming representation that they will go for. So I am taking the same naming convention redo01 b.log, and I am going to tell to Oracle to which group I want to add the member. Okay, so it is saying file already existing. Let me do one thing. So now here the thing is, we have not specified any what we say, we have not specified anything with respect to the size. So what Oracle is going to do, because here we are saying that this is the second copy that you are adding in the group, whatever the size the first copy is having, the same size will be carried forward for the second file as well, because they both are replicated copies. So when we say duplicate copies, you cannot have one file in one size and another file in another size. So that's the reason here we don't have an option to specify the size. So similarly, I'm doing it for other groups as well.
Oh, Pawan, one question.
Yeah, please.
So you created a new directory, correct? I see you created a new directory in
Yeah,
U02, correct?
yeah,
Then
right.
how come this file already exists there?
No, actually, this is already previously used database, I mean server. So that's the reason, I forgot to clean up that.
Okay, so now next question, why it did not show up in the group then?
No, we
You
have
queried at $log.
no, we have not created any group, right? We just added the
Oh,
member to the existing group.
okay.
Got the point?
So okay. So you mean to say, sorry, I was unmuted. Yeah. So after you create this file, you are going to create a group, or the file already existed but it wasn't added to the group.
No, forget about that error. So first of all,
Okay.
forget about that error. But when you are practicing, you would be directly getting this one only. So I mean, for previous batch, when I showed them, on this server, so I forgot to
Okay.
clean up. That's why you got that error. So just ignore that error.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Okay, so now if you go and run the same query to check the status, now you can see, oops, how come four members are there?
You created a first group
Okay,
only.
okay. Sorry. Yeah, right. Yeah, sorry guys, I did a mistake here. Here I just, added the same member, I mean, different members to group one only. Here I should make it as group two. Okay, good that, if we have any such kind of situation, so we can drop a existing member as well. So just by specifying alter database, drop log file member, but it will give you an error. I will show you why it is so. So when you try to drop a group, or when you try to drop a member, so it should not be in current state first. So here you can see the status. Group 1 is showing as current. So that is the reason, here Oracle will not allow you to drop that. Now what I need to do? You need to manually force the log writer to go with log switch. So for that we have this command, alter system switch log file. So now you can see group 2 now became current and group 1 became active. So if your database is enabled with archive log mode, even in the active status, it will not allow you to drop it. But my database right now is not in archive log mode. So if you remember when we are creating with DBCA, so we haven't selected that option of archive log mode. So that's the reason. Now let me drop the second member as well. Okay, so now I'm going to add this to group 2. Again, the same situation. So, for example, if already one file is there and you are trying to use that file, Oracle obviously will give this error. So Oracle also provides you an option that you can reuse the file instead of removing it and all. Now let's say this file is there at OS level, so I want to use it to group 3. So I have the option at the last I can say reuse, so that this can be reused to add to some other group as well. So now one thing that you need to remember here, like here for example, we have dropped this second member or we have dropped this third member. Then why the file was not removed at OS level? So still it is saying that file is available at OS level. So this is because the reason that Oracle will not clear the files at OS level, and we need to take care of that. So that's pretty much important to remember. So do remember, the file will not be cleared at OS level. The file will still be there at OS level, and we need to either manually remove it, or in case you need to reuse it at a later point of time. So for reuse, you can make use of this clause. Just you need to mention reuse to that particular group 3. So now you can see in each group we have two members, one in U01 location and another one in U02 location. So any questions here before we proceed?
So, Pawan, my question to you is, as you said, right, the files already existed from the previous class, correct? You could have reused that, right?
Yeah, I could have reused it, yes.
Yes. So there will be an existing data, correct? So when you say reuse, is it going to delete it and then will it be
Yeah, right.
empty?
Right. It will remove the contents, whatever is there in that file, and it's like it will become like an empty file, and then Oracle will start using it for the current database.
Okay.
So any other questions? Okay, so now let's go ahead and see altogether how to go ahead and create a new group. So for that we are going to use a similar command, alter database, add log file group. Then because already group number 1, 2, 3 are existing, I'm adding the fourth group here. So because now I am creating a new group, while creating the group itself, I can specify the multiplexing. I can specify both the members here. So what I will do, I will take one member in U01 location, d204 a dot log. So to understand that it is the first member, I'm just representing with A. So, and the second member, I will go this with this U02 location, and here I will say redo04 b dot log. And because I am creating all together a new group, we need to specify the size over here. So now you can see fourth group has been created with two members, but the status is unused because log writer has not started writing into it still. So now that is how we are going to add the group. And if you want to drop the group, simply you need to say alter database drop log file group, then group number. But as I said, you need to make sure that that particular group is not currently being written by log writer. So if the status is inactive, then you can drop that particular group. So sometimes you will be getting a requirement in order to either rename the existing redo log member, or you need to relocate, means you need to move from one mount point to another mount point due to space issues or whatever. In such cases, we need to follow these 4 steps in order to do that. So here we don't have a requirement to go ahead and do the things. To go ahead and relocate the file. To move the file from one location to another location. But we can rename it. So why? Because here if you take a look, the first member of first group is represented as redo01.log. But whereas the correct way to represent is redo0 uh, redo01 a.log, redo02 a.log. So first members, we need to always go ahead and better use the naming convention as a.log. So for that reason, we are going to follow these steps in order to do that. So what we need to do? First, we need to shut down the database. So which means if it is a production database and you are going to perform this activity, you need to take the downtime from the client. So after shutdown at OS level, first you need to rename the file. So using this mv command. So all the OS commands except cd you can execute at SQL prompt itself with the help of this exclamatory symbol. So I'm renaming the file here itself. I'm just saying redo01. I'm just changing it to redo01 a.log. Similarly for the second file as well, and then third file. So now at OS level, the file has been changed, but Oracle don't know about that information. So we need to tell to Oracle that we have changed the file name at OS level. So for that, we need to place the database first in mount state. And then we need to execute a command in order to tell to Oracle that the file name has been changed. So we are going to use this command alter database rename file then you need to provide your old location and then the new location. So the moment you do that, then Oracle will understand and your control file basically will get updated with this information. So similarly, you need to do it for the other two files as well. So once you are done, finally you can open the database. So once you open the database, if you have a look, now you can see the file names have been changed and all you have some consistency in place. So first file you are maintaining it as a.log and the second files you are maintaining it as b.log. So that is about it, and there is one important note here. We cannot resize a redo log member or redo log group. Instead, we need to create a new group with the required size and you need to drop the old group. So which means right now you have seen the redo log group is taking default value of 200 MB. So let's say my client, or due to some reason, not client, but due to some reason, we have decided to go ahead and use 300 MB. So we don't have any way that we can change the size of this existing four groups. So directly we don't have a command like alter database, resize group, something like that. So what we need to do is we need to add the fifth group with 300 MB size, or and sixth group, seventh group, and eighth group. So we need to add four more groups with 300 MB size, and we need to drop these first four groups which are having 200 MB size. So that is the only way that we can go ahead and do that. Then we have sometimes there will be a chance that the redo log files will get corrupted, and how you will get to know that thing is application team might be running a very simple update statement or very simple insert or delete statement. Maybe it is updating only one row or two rows, but it might be hanging for a long time. So when such situation arises, obviously application team will contact DBA. They will say that I'm running one simple update statement, but it is running from last 1 hour or so. So in that cases, you need to first check about logs. I will be again discussing that point in performance tuning. So if there are no logs, assuming that, then we need to check the alert log file. In alert log file, there will be a clear message written that so and so redo log group or so and so redo log file is corrupted. So if at all you have such situations, then you need to use either of these commands in order to clear those corrupted redo log files. And remember, when I say clear, obviously the data inside that particular file is lost. So anyway, the file is corrupted. So even if the data is lost, that is fine with us. I mean, we don't have any other alternative at that particular moment. So in my experience, I have once, saw this situation where, the redo log group is corrupted, and we just ran the second command. We just tried to execute the first command, but it didn't work. So then we executed the second command. So the problem was resolved that. So anyone having any questions?
Pawan, regarding the previous class,
Yeah.
uh, actually, when I done at the OS level, adding the group as O install.
Mm-hmm.
So while doing the installation, I'm not able to see the O install option there at the create inventory step. Oracle installation while doing there. In the drop down Ora inventory group name Oracle, it's showing as Oracle only.
Okay. Mm, I mean, is that the fresh installation that you are doing?
Yes, fresh installation I'm doing. When I give as ID Oracle, it's showing as user ID as Oracle and group ID as Oracle only and groups as Oracle only. I don't see the option as drop down in the O install.
Mm-hmm. So you created the group as root user itself?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I
Right.
followed the same step as you done.
Okay.
And I given the change ownership as Oracle to O install to U01 and U02. I have two mount points, U01 and U02.
Mm-hmm.
So this issue is coming. Even I did not face in real time.
Right. I'm not sure because I never saw such kind of situation. So you can. So have you tried this? Like just try ID Oracle and see whether it is showing these groups or not. It should.
Yeah, same. I had a screenshot also. I can ping you the screenshot.
Okay.
Or else you can.
Hmm.
Shall I share my screen? Is it okay for you?
Yeah, that's fine. Just a moment. I think I need to make you as presenter.
Okay.
Yeah, I just made you as presenter. You can share the screen.
Yeah. This is the one. When I given this ID as Oracle,
Mm-hmm.
showing group ID as Oracle.
Okay, so it means that the user, I mean, while adding the user, it has not taken that group's names correctly.
So I need to do the again installation of this one Linux and again I.
No, I don't think like entire thing are required. You just need to drop that user,
Mhm.
user del. There is a command user delete. So you need to delete that user and once again run that user add command
Okay.
and change the password.
Yeah, this is the one option which I got at DBA is the drop down
Yeah,
as
yeah.
inputs.
Yeah, the reason is because of the same thing. Because there it is
Mm-hmm.
showing the group names as Oracle. So that's why
Mm-hmm.
all here you are seeing the name as Oracle.
Okay. So I need to drop now, and again I need to recreate the group. I add again to the O install, and I need to start installation, right?
Right, exactly.
Okay, fine. And one more question, Pawan. If while doing IP address, if I restart and do it, every time it's showing new IP address to me. So it
Mhm.
not be a fixed IP address for me?
If you want a fixed IP address, then as I said, you need to go ahead, like I showed you, in the network configuration, you need to provide a static IP address. If you are
Mm-hmm.
using DHCP, then there is a possibility that every time this might happen.
Okay. Then I'm using a DHCP configuration then.
Yeah, so you need to uncheck that and you need to go with the manual configuration,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to do that.
Okay. Fine. Okay, Pawan. Fine. Thank you.
Not a problem. Okay, so anyone having any other questions? Okay, so let's go ahead and see the other concepts tomorrow. Thanks everyone for joining. Have a nice day.